It is Friday, it is the weekend, and it is time for Nintendo Talk. What is up, everybody? Bobby here, Nintendo Guru. Let's break it down Monday through Friday, every day in between. We do videos 5 to 10 minutes long, break it down. We do the top news stories of the day. We just analyze them. I give my opinion on them. That is pretty much it. That's how it rolls. Here we go. Alright, so I was asked to comment on the Lorne Lanning comments that he made on Kinda Funny. He was on the Game Over Greggy show a while back. This happened. I don't know why it's just getting picked up now. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But irrelevantly, NintendoLife picked up on the story. They started to run with it. They started breaking down the interview. Not an interview. It's actually just a laid-back show. For those of you that know what the Game Over Greggy show is, it's 4 best friends, sometimes 5, sit around this table. You know, that spiel and all that. And they bring a topic and they talk. So they get talking because Lorne Lanning is a developer of Abe's Oddworld, for those that don't know. And he basically, you could tell he's bitter. You could tell he's upset. They start breaking it down, and he starts to say, like, I don't have faith. I don't have no faith. It's due to experience. It's a similar level of success that they had with the previous generations, Wii U and Wii. At that point, Tim Geddes kind of says, like, well, you know, the Wii sold. The Wii was big, you know what I mean? That was a juggernaut, you know. The Wii U, yeah, you could say stuff, but not so much about the Wii. And then he comes back and says, how successful was it for third parties? By the end of the life of the Wii, who else was making money aside from Nintendo? How many titles sold for the Wii that weren't Nintendo first party? They started basically evaporating third party support. We get to Wii U, same, no third-party support. So let's just back it up. By the end of the Wii Life era, people were just tired of the Wii. They were burned out. They were ready for something new. You're talking 8 years of time. A lot of people started to move to PlayStation because they got tired of the waggle system. So the people that were left in that life cycle were mom and pop, Wii Fit people, you know, Wii Sports people. They weren't going out and buying games anyway, because when you look at the grand number of, like, how many Wiis were in the household, 120 something million, and then, like, you look at Mario Kart and those games, like, they sold like juggernaut. They sold crazy, but, like, Zelda didn't do that great. It only had a few million. Metroid Prime only sold a couple million. So when you look at those numbers, Nintendo wasn't doing huge numbers either compared. Why? Because this was sold to everybody. This wasn't just sold to gamers. Gamers kind of, by the end of the life cycle, had enough and started to move on because there just wasn't a lot of good quality games there. So that's you know, again, that's not necessarily Nintendo's fault. Make a good game and gamers will buy it. That's just the way it is. That's the way it's always been. Then Lanning kind of goes into the technical powers of the Switch. He said, you would think, okay, the Switch, it's mobile, this is interesting. How well are other developers going to bring titles over? Not very well, because you're going to spend a lot more time, energy, and effort to get it on that console. An underpowered console that's going to have fewer units in the market. So here's my feeling, and I've said this from the day one, and I really believe this. What is the Switch? It's a tablet with controllers on the side. It's basically a gaming handheld. It's a gaming tablet. Essentially, as time moves forward, in 2 years from now, I think Nintendo can start to market higher powered tablet sections of the Switch. Now the Joy-Cons, you don't have to upgrade your Joy-Cons. They're 80 bucks. I don't need another dock. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need another dock now. I already have my original dock. There's 80, 90 bucks. You start to get to the point where if Nintendo now starts to charge $300 again just for the Switch 2.0, we'll say, for lack of better terms, at that point, when you're at that point, now you start to, they can have more powerful tablet sections and start to catch up. As we move forward with this thing, I think as it sells, as it moves, the future is huge for Nintendo, I think. I think they got themselves set up in a perfect spot. You know, you look at the contract between Nvidia and Nintendo, it's long term, man. It's 10, 20 years. It's not a 1-2 year deal like most of their contracts are when they do this stuff. This is long term. This is to the point where Nvidia is going to start cranking these things out further and further as we move along and get more powerful tech behind it. I think Nintendo has set themselves up for something amazing. At the end of the day, I didn't buy my Switch to get Call of Duty-esque games or Grand Theft Auto games or Red Dead Redemption. I bought a gaming console that would give me high quality AAA gaming, Nintendo first parties that I love at home, on the go, and if third parties come along and they make these great experiences, I get the best of both worlds. When indie developers come in and they give me these great games, I get the best of both worlds. I've said it from day one. I'm buying this thing based on the fact that if I go away on vacation, I'm taking my Switch with me, and I'm not losing track of where I was, and I'm enjoying myself, and I'm playing, and I'm having a good time. It is a great console for me. I have not touched my PS4 since I bought this thing. So I can't see where he's making these statements. I think the Switch will still do good. This is where the controversy starts to come in. This is where a lot of people are upset, and we'll get into this in a minute. He gets to the point where he says that Nintendo stuck with cartridges based on the ability to control manufacturing and combat piracy. It's all about Nintendo first, he said. When he talks about the company's lack of progression and annoyance, he says the thinking has to change. The biggest problem I see at Nintendo is its thinking. Personally, I think it killed Iwata. That he couldn't move the organization in a really successful arena. Now, this is where people, Nintendo fans, are flipping out. They're losing their minds right now because they find it disrespectful that he would take a shot at Iwata, who's passed away. He would make a comment like that. Like, everybody knows cancer killed Iwata. I don't know that he's necessarily talking about the death of Iwata, and I think that's where the problem is. I think he's more or less talking about, like, it was a pain for him. It was a difficult time for him. It's not, he's saying, like, it literally killed the man. And I think that's where people need to separate these things. At the end of the day, I don't have a problem with him making this statement. Even if he was talking about, hey, this literally killed, you know, Satoru Iwata. I don't have a problem with that. We live in the United States. We live in a place where, at least I do personally, okay? So I live in a place where we have freedom of speech. We have the ability to say what we want to say. When I hear things like this, I look at it and go, you are bitter. You are upset because your game did not move. You're upset because Nintendo would not market your game and offer marketing because you didn't do day and date. Not only did you not do day and date, you did it 5 years later. So you expect Nintendo to go, hey, thank you for giving us this game 5 years later. Thank you for, we're going to put money down and promote you. When in the meantime, I got companies like Image and Form, Renegade Kid, Yacht Club, all these other companies are coming in first day, and I'm supposed to now turn around to you and go, I'm going to give this to you. Because then what advantage does it give Nintendo to bargain with other companies in the long run? I understand you want them to just say, hey, you know what, we don't have anything going on right now, we're going to give it to you. No, dude, it's not the way it should work. It should be, bring something special or bring it day and date. You're bringing something 5 years later, something you've already sold on the PS4, something you've already sold on the Xbox One, something that's been on PC, something that's been all over the place. And then now you want to come 5 years later and act like, oh, well, you owe us. You should be bowing down and kissing our feet because we're bringing you this hot trash of a game, and you should be happy about it. At the end of the day, that's where I draw issue with what he's saying. I don't have issue with anything he says about Iwata and all that. Freedom of speech, bro. Knock yourself out and have a good time with it. Where my issue comes in is you're talking about you have an absolute axe to grind, and you're acting like you don't. You're acting like oh, no. It's just, you know, that's the problem in a nutshell. And at the end of the day, you're making outlandish comments critiquing Nintendo because you're bitter because they would not promote a 5-year-old game for you. I don't see a problem with that because I see them promoting good companies that are working with Nintendo, that are at the beginning trying to strive and help Nintendo. So once you get over that mindset that you have there, your game is not a juggernaut. So for you to turn around and say, we can't bring it day and date, what are you doing that's so technologically advanced that you can't bring this day and date? That's what blows me away. Abe's Oddworld Legacy, Oddworld New and Tasty, whatever you're calling your newest game, it's not that huge powerhouse like a Call of Duty. I can understand if Activision comes in or EA comes in and goes, hey guys, look, we can't bring this game day and date. By the way, EA's bringing FIFA day and date, so don't talk this nonsense. 2K bringing their game day and date. You have no idea what you're talking about, Mr. Lanning. At the end of the day, you're full of piss and vinegar because of the fact that Nintendo wouldn't kiss your ass. Sorry, thanks for playing. Your game is not that great, and at the end of the day, and I know I'm probably going to catch hate for that because a lot of people love, the Oddworld series. I'm not a fan. So for me to sit here and listen to this guy say this stuff, it makes no sense to me. I don't know. That is all. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little quasi rant. It was brought to me. It was asked to be talked about. Jacob Rush, Nintendo Nostalgia. Go check out his podcast. He actually hit me up today on Twitter and said, I really want to hear your opinions on this. So there they are, Jacob. Hope you enjoyed. Follow me, Instagram, Twitter, at Nintendo Gurus. If you liked the video, click like. If you didn't like the video, or just tell me in the comments below what you didn't like about it and all that, and yell at me. That would be cool. I would like to have a conversation, a dialogue with you if you didn't agree with my statements. Share the video with your friends if you can. If you're not a subscriber, click the subscribe button. Hit the bell so you know what's going on around here. That is all. See me later.